Welcome to our first episode of Leadership Lessons, and thank you for joining me. Wherever you are, I hope you are growing in the faith. The Bible is extremely rich as a leadership resource, with so many practical leadership lessons for us to learn. I look forward to us studying these leadership lessons together. Today, we will be looking at 5 things good leaders do. So, let's start. The first thing is that good leaders don't mind who gets the credit. For them, as long as the team wins, who gets the credit doesn't matter. Barak was the commander of the army of Israel, yet he consented to go into a battle for which he would not receive the honor of victory, but a woman would. He didn't resent the fact that someone else was going to get the glory for the military victory and not him. I read, Barak said to her, "If you go with me, I will go. But if you don't go with me, I won't go. Certainly, I will go with you," said Deborah. "But because of the cause you are taking, the honor will not be yours, for the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman." So Deborah went with Barak to Kadesh. Deborah went with Barak into battle, but even she was not the one who got the credit, but another woman, Jael, who was the one who had the opportunity to kill Sisera, which she did. We should not mind who gets the credit as long as the end result benefits the team or group. Think of your team and not just of yourself. If you're a leader and you win alone, how does that benefit anybody? That proves you are not a leader. Good leaders think beyond their own time. They should think of their posterity and how they will leave things behind. King Hezekiah did an ill-advised thing when he showed the envoys from Babylon all the treasures in his kingdom. And the word of the Lord then came to him through prophet Isaiah that everything would be taken away to Babylon, including some of his sons who would become eunuchs. But what did Hezekiah say? I read. So Hezekiah said to Isaiah, "The word of the Lord which you have spoken is good." For he said, "Will there not be peace and truth, at least in my days?" Hezekiah said it was fine, because there would at least be peace in his own time. As long as the trouble occurred later, it was okay. He was concerned about his own reign and not successive reigns. Because of his action, he was leaving trouble behind. But as long as there would be no trouble in his time, it was fine. Leaders must think of posterity because the things that happen after they have left, whether good or bad, are often traceable to the foundation they have laid. So don't just think about your reign or your tenure. Think further down the road because that impacts your leadership. Good leaders have the courage to do what is right. When Jesus was brought before Pilate, Pilate found he had done nothing that warranted the death penalty and said that much. I read. Then Pilate, when he had called together the chief priests, the rulers, and the people, said to them, "You have brought this man to me as one who misleads the people. And indeed, having examined him in your presence, I have found no fault in this man concerning those things of which you accuse him. No, neither did Herod, for I sent you back to him. And indeed, nothing deserving of death has been done by him. I will therefore chastise him and release him." But the pressure from the people was too much for Pilate to bear. He wanted to please them. I read, so Pilate, wanting to gratify the crowd, released Barabbas to them. He released a convicted murderer and not Jesus. Effective leaders never seek to please people. Rather, they seek to do what is right. This is one of the reasons for leadership failure. Leaders are to serve people, not please them. There is a difference. Serving people can mean doing what they think they don't want, but is actually going to be to their benefit in the long run. People focus on immediate gratification, but leaders should not. Pilate wanted to gratify the crowd, and in the process, he made a wrong decision. As a leader, pleasing people can enable their focus on immediate gratification, which does harm to them, to the leader, and to the group cause. So when Pilate saw he was getting nowhere with the people and their demand for Jesus to be crucified, he washed his hands with water, symbolically dissociating himself from his own decision. But is that possible? Can you wash your hands off your own leadership decision? Leaders must have the courage to do what they know to be the right thing. Good leaders consult with the leaders under them. Are you a one-man band who does things all by yourself, even though you have people to help you and whose experience and knowledge you can lean on. Yes, leaders may have to take decisions sometimes unilaterally, but they also consult to get the opinions of others and ensure that what is decided benefits from the wisdom of others and has support across board. David consulted with the leaders under his command. Then David consulted with the captains of thousands and hundreds and with every leader. Yes, the final decision is yours, but lean on the counsel and expertise of those who are called to stand with you because you will end up making better decisions. Finally, good leaders eat last. This is a major leadership paradigm. This title, Leaders Eat Last, is actually borrowed from a book of this title by a well-known leadership expert. For me, the term underscores how leaders serve others first before serving themselves. When the children of Israel were receiving their allotment of territory, Joshua, their leader, did not choose and receive his until the people had received theirs. He did not choose first, but chose last. When they all had finally received the land they were to inherit, the people of Israel also gave land within their territory as an inheritance to Joshua, son of Nun. All the land had been divided among the children of Israel by Joshua, and earlier with Eleazar the priest and the heads of the tribes. Yet he took none for himself until they had all been allotted land. He at last. Today we see this paradigm turned on its head with so-called leaders eating not only first, but in some cases eating all. Your world needs your leadership. Begin to follow all that we have shared, and you will see yourself becoming a better leader and impacting your world positively. I hope you have enjoyed this episode and have learned some things from it. All the scriptures referenced in this episode will come up on the screen at the end. I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, bye bye, and God bless you as you continue to grow in the faith. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications. Thank you.